Morning. Rita is amongst us. Well, not amongst us, otherwise there wouldn't be a lot of room in here. But morning. Hello, how are you?
I am really well. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Now, let me just do this right off the bat. A little while ago, just off air, I was explaining, I thought Rita's hair has got longer because of the way it produced itself on the screen here. And then, of course, and absolutely right, she says, well, that's what happened. Hair grows. Did I feel stupid or what? Anyway, that's that out of the way. You've got to have a smile in the morning, haven't you? Anyway, listen, so how has your week been? And what have you learned over the last few days? Anything of, huge relevance?
What have I learned over the last days? I have actually been, as part of a diploma that I'm doing, studying dream signs and symbols and their meanings in terms of our subconscious and how it isn't, always across the board completely accurate, but how that it can then lead to, forms of questioning that maybe bring something out of that dream. So yeah, I've been looking at signs and symbols in dream study, and
it sounds very industrious and studious to me. And you've got to keep the grey matter working. So this week, what information can you bring to us? What would you like to talk about this morning? The floor is yours.
Oh well, thank you very much. I would love to talk about food and how food is good, and all food is good, and please don't cut out food groups.
Well, the thing is, if you said that, a lot of people go, hang on a minute, she's a fitness guru, all food is good. And to some people that might sound alien, mightn't it? In a way.
It might, because we are very much brought up with the whole idea that there is good food and bad food, and that's essentially what creates guilt in terms of food, nutrition, etc. If we have a chocolate bar, we feel guilty. If we have a piece of broccoli, we feel wholesome and righteous and well done on us. And yes, certain food, whole food, has less inflammatory properties, has more nutritional content. Certain foods are cleaner, leaner. That doesn't mean that a chocolate bar, or what did you say it was, toasted cheese sandwich?
Yeah, there's National Toasted Cheese Sandwich Day today.
Okay, that doesn't mean that having a toasted cheese sandwich is bad. Food is not just there to serve nutritional content. It is also there for experience and enjoyment and taste sensation. So if we said that certain foods are bad, then that's denying the qualities of those foods beyond just their nutritional content. You don't go to a restaurant for nutritional content. You go to a restaurant for an experience, right? Yeah, I don't go to a restaurant and start counting calories and things. I just go, I want to enjoy myself. Yeah. And a lot of the food maybe is what people would put on the bad list. But to me, it's about viewing food from a non-biased perspective, because when you say that a Kit Kat is bad, you're putting an emotional bias on it. You're looking at that Kit Kat and going, I shouldn't. Oh, there's an angst in me that is saying, I can't have that. Put it away. And that emotion that you associate with the Kit Kat causes your need to have a sort of negative reaction after you've eaten it, which then probably causes you to eat another one and another one. If you just viewed it as a Kit Kat, nothing more, nothing less, cool, I'll have it, move on, I won't think about it again. And carbohydrate, protein, fat, the three major macronutrients in food. A lot of people say, well, cut out carbs, do keto or something, cut out carbs. Well, food groups are there for a reason. They were around before processed food, potato, vegetables, these are all carbs. Fruit is a carb. Does it sound healthy if we just cut out an entire food group? Probably not, because our body needs it. Muscle, for instance, muscle is desperately in need of carbohydrate to grow. Most people don't actually see as much result in their muscle growth and definition because they have a load of protein after a workout, but they don't include carbohydrates. And your muscles need both. So it's about saying, right, rather than thinking of a food group or a food as bad, how can I eat those foods with enjoyment, but without any sort of negative reaction to it? People that go on keto say, oh, I lost like 5 pounds in a week. Cool. You know why? Well, carbohydrate, 1 gram, holds on to 4 mils or grams of water. So essentially, 1 gram of carbohydrate equates to 5 grams of weight because of the water content. That's why it's hydrate. So you cut out all carbs, you see big weight loss, and it's not fat loss. We want to lose fat, not weight. It's not fat loss that you're losing, it's water loss. So eventually a plateau gets hit and frustration kicks in, and then they go, okay, where's the carbs? Let's binge on it and we'll try again. So it's about doing things in the healthiest possible way. And the healthiest possible way is never to do anything in excess. Eating in excess is what makes us put on weight. But cutting out a food group to excess is also not good. So it's about understanding that everything is necessary for a balanced diet, but all food essentially, and I genuinely believe that all food, including takeaways, wine, pizza, chocolate,
none of those are your
McDonald's.
favourite, obviously. None of those, the pizza, chocolate, takeaways, none of that is any of your favourites at all, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here and espouse the fact that I eat boiled chicken, brown rice, and vegetables every day, because I don't. It would be an absolute lie. I still enjoy a takeaway. I still enjoy 2 glasses of wine on the weekend. I still enjoy a Kit Kat on a Monday because it helps me start my week well. I still enjoy these things, but once I've had them, there is absolutely no guilt. I don't chuck the day in and say, oh, I've had a Kit Kat on a Monday. The entire week's ruined. I might as well have a Kit Kat with every single meal, not go for a run, indulge everything, overeat, and start again next Monday. I just say, cool, I had a Kit Kat. That was nice. Let's go for a jog and just carry on with your life. So it's about not food being bad, but controlling the emotional reaction to that food.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And yes, I suppose that's what you think instead of, and of course, if you're doing yourself down, if you're thinking, oh, well, that was a bad thing, I shouldn't have done that, that also affects your emotions and all the rest of it, which can be counterproductive in that respect because you're not feeling as positive about yourself as you would normally. Exactly.
So, a lot of people will say, oh, I went out and, I don't know, had a bottle of wine, an Indian, and then I felt really guilty and it, depressed me for the rest of the weekend and I'm really annoyed at myself, etc., etc. Well, if they'd have just had the Indian and the bottle of wine and woken up the next day and said, cool, what choices could I make differently today, and moved on from it, one isolated day in a month or something isn't going to have really much effect. But if they wake up the next day and they go, I feel annoyed, frustrated, irritated, sad, ashamed, guilty about what I did, then we don't want to feel like that. No one wants those feelings. So we try and distract from those feelings. And how do we distract ourselves? We go to the kitchen cupboard and find something else. And so suddenly the one isolated incident turns into another, which then turns into another and another. Rather than just moving on, allowing it to be exactly what it was, not being triggered by it, and going, cool, what can I do today? Maybe I should have a salad. And that's about it. So it's about emotional reaction, but also understanding that all food has benefit in some way. Carbohydrate is essential for muscle growth. Protein is brilliant because it doesn't spike blood sugar levels. It actually takes more effort to digest protein than fats or carbs. So you burn more calories, it keeps you fuller for longer, and it can't be stored as body fat in the same way as carbs and fat. And fat's essential for keeping you looking good. It's essential for skin, for hair growth.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I've got. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. But at least I was open and honest about it.
Exactly.
So
all of these things are good and essential, and it's about just saying, right, I can and I am allowed and I give myself permission to have any and all of these food items without associated guilt.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that's great. Well, it's great philosophy, and it's a different way of coming about things, isn't it? When you when you speak on a Tuesday, you have a different outlook, and I suppose that's how you've built your, I was going to say empire there, but your way of working is the fact that you come about it from a different way. And do you find that sometimes with your clients, because you come about it from a different direction, do you think they find that refreshing? Or is it a case of when you first start explaining this stuff, they go, oh, hang on, that's different. I wasn't expecting that. And do you think that creates interest as a result?
I think it's a bit of everything. Most people that I work with sort of don't expect to do the things that we do, because essentially when you're looking to lose weight, most people have done certain styles of things in the past. So the sort of essentially, right, I want to lose 12 pounds. To do that, I'm going to cut out all of this and I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week. And then they reach that goal of 12 pounds and they go, cool, I got there. Right, I'll just go back to eating normally. And how often have you heard the phrase, when I went back to eating normally, I put the weight back on? So most people will do that sort of deprive, cut, restrict, go back to normal once goal is achieved, put the weight back on, get frustrated, put a bit extra weight on, then go back to the start, cut, restrict, deprive, get to the goal, etc., etc. So the cycle starts. So when most people start working with me, that is kind of in the back of their head, because diet mentality has been going on for so long and it's so ingrained for most of us that the first step is just shifting your mindset away from that mentality. So most of the time when we start working together, most people go, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be, but I like it.
Yeah.
So, but it's also different for every woman. I'm not going to do the same thing with one person that I do with another, because those two people are in themselves unique. So using the same approach is not going to work.
Okay. Yeah. All right, fantastic. All right, Rita. Well, listen, thank you very much for today. It's inspiring, that, and to be honest, it's refreshing to hear of a normal standard problem that a lot of people have, but then a very different approach to it. So I think that's great. Listen, enjoy the rest of your day, and you're off next week on holiday.
Yeah, the first time abroad in, I don't know, 3 years, and 3 children on a 5-hour flight. So whoever else is on that flight, I do apologize.
No. All I say is good luck and have a lovely time. All right, thank you, Rita. We'll speak to you soon.
See you later.
Take care. Ta-da. Bye-bye.